Elon Musk stood at a Tesla supercharger station yelling into his phone. His car, a $1 million prototype, had suddenly stopped working. The crowd gathered around, staring in disbelief, but no one noticed the man a few feet away, wrapped in a tattered blanket, bearded, and looking utterly worn down. Nathan used to be one of Detroit's most respected automotive engineers. Now he was living under a bridge in Sacramento. His life had been turned upside down by a series of misfortunes, layoffs, losing his home, losing his family. His only concern now was where his next meal would come from. But that night, something pushed him to act. When he heard the sound of Elon's car, he knew exactly what was wrong. It wasn't a software glitch. It was a mechanical issue. He could feel it in his bones. But who would listen to a homeless man? Nathan hesitated for a moment. Helping others had never gotten him anywhere before. But still, he stood up and walked toward Elon. "It's not a software issue," he said, his voice calm but firm. "The power management system is stuck. You need a hard reboot." Elon looked at him skeptically. "And how do you know that?" Nathan shrugged. "I used to be an engineer, worked on high-voltage systems." Elon studied him for a moment, then handed over the key card. "All right. Show." "Me?" Nathan slid into the driver's seat, his hands moving instinctively. He forced a manual shutdown, bypassing the frozen diagnostics, then triggered a secondary restart. The car powered down completely, and for a few tense seconds, nothing happened. Then, the dashboard flickered back to life. The system rebooted smoothly, as if nothing had ever gone wrong. Nathan stepped back, wiping his hands on his jeans. "Should be good now." Elon raised an eyebrow, impressed. That was quick. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a stack of bills. "Here, for your time." Nathan stiffened. He didn't want charity. He shook his head. "I don't want your money." Elon looked genuinely surprised. "Then what do you want?" Nathan glanced around at the crowd still staring. Some whispering to each other. He felt the weight of being ignored, overlooked, discarded. "Nothing," he said finally. "Just glad I could help." Elon studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Fair enough." Nathan turned to leave, ready to disappear back into the night. But before he could take another step, Elon called after him. "What's your name?" Nathan hesitated, then looked back over his shoulder. "Nathan." Elon gave a small nod. "Good work, Nathan." But Nathan had no idea that this wasn't the end of the story. It was only the beginning. The next morning, Nathan woke up to the sound of voices. Too many voices. Blinking against the early sunlight, he sat up and realized he wasn't alone. A cluster of people stood at the edge of the parking lot. Some with cameras, others with microphones. News crews. Nathan's stomach twisted. He pulled his blanket around his shoulders and stayed still, hoping they weren't here for him. But then a woman in a blazer pointed, and suddenly they were moving toward him. "Nathan!" A reporter ducked, past a charging station. "Can you tell us what happened last night? What did Elon Musk say to you? Did he offer you a job?" The questions came fast, cameras rolling, eyes locked on him like he was some kind of novelty act. Nathan's pulse pounded. He wanted to get up, walk away, disappear. But where? The whole lot was surrounded. The idea of running just made him look guilty of something he hadn't done. Then, cutting through the noise, came a different voice, calm but authoritative. "All right, that's enough." The crowd parted just enough for Nathan to see him. Elon Musk, dressed in dark jeans and a jacket, hands in his pockets, standing there like this was just another Tuesday. The cameras pivoted toward him. "Mr. Musk, is it true you're offering Nathan a position at Tesla?" Nathan's breath caught. "Wait, what?" Musk's gaze flickered toward him, then back to the reporters. "We'll discuss that privately." Then he turned to Nathan. "Come with me." Nathan hesitated, his brain still trying to catch up. But with the cameras rolling and reporters firing off more questions, He figured anywhere was better than sitting on cold pavement being interrogated by the press. So, without another word, he stood up and followed Musk. But the moment they stepped into the sleek black Tesla waiting at the curb, Nathan realized he wasn't just leaving behind a crowd. He was stepping into something much bigger than he ever expected. Nathan sat stiffly in the passenger seat as the Tesla pulled away from the supercharger lot. The interior smelled of leather and new technology, a world away from the streets he'd been surviving on. Musk didn't speak right away. He just drove, his fingers tapping lightly against the wheel. Finally, Musk glanced over. "So you really didn't want the money?" Nathan exhaled. "I didn't help you for that." Musk nodded, as if considering something. "You could have taken it. Could have walked away and never thought about that." "Car again." Nathan turned to the window. "I don't fix things for a payout. I fix them because it's what I do." Musk smirked. "That's rare." The Tesla glided down the highway, past towering buildings and sprawling office parks. Nathan should have asked where they were going, but something told him it didn't matter. He was already in it now. After a few minutes, Musk pulled up to a security gate. The sign ahead read, "Tesla Engineering Headquarters, Palo Alto, California." Nathan's chest tightened. He hadn't walked into a facility like this in years. Musk flashed his badge at the gate. The barrier lifted, and within moments, they were inside. Glass, steel, and innovation surrounded them. Musk parked near a side entrance and stepped out. "Come on." Nathan followed, his heart pounding. He felt out of place, he hadn't shaved, he smelled like the street, his shoes had holes. The security guard at the door gave him a look, but said nothing as Musk led him inside. They walked through a long hallway, lined with project boards and sketches of Tesla's upcoming models. Engineers in sleek company polos passed by, some casting curious glances at Nathan. Finally, Musk stopped outside a glass-walled lab. Inside, a team hovered around a half-assembled electric motor, deep in discussion. Musk pushed the door open and gestured toward the table in the center of the room. "Here's the deal," he said. "This motor has been giving my team hell for weeks. Diagnostics keep failing and no one can figure out why. They're about to scrap the whole system and start over." Nathan's eyes locked onto the machine. Even at a glance, he could tell it wasn't standard issue. It was something new, experimental. Musk folded his arms. "I want to see what you can do." Silence fell over the lab. The engineers exchanged glances, some clearly skeptical. Nathan felt their doubt, a homeless man off the street standing in the middle of Tesla's research division. One of them, a sharp-looking woman in a black polo, spoke first. "You want him to fix what we couldn't?" Musk didn't blink. "I want to see if we overlooked something." Nathan stepped forward, ignoring the weight of their stares. His fingers hovered over the machine. He could feel the problem before even touching it. He turned to the nearest engineer. "You guys check the inverter software?" The woman frowned. "Of course, multiple times." Nathan nodded. "Then the issue isn't in the software." He tapped the casing. "It's mechanical. Something's jamming the cooling flow." Musk raised an eyebrow. "Show me." Nathan grabbed a nearby wrench and loosened a few bolts, peeling back the casing. Inside, the sleek copper coils gleamed under the lab's fluorescent lights. He ran his fingers along the edge of the coolant manifold, then stopped. A small piece of debris, no bigger than a fingernail, was wedged in one of the ports. Nathan pulled it out and held it up. This is your problem." The room fell silent. The woman took the fragment, examining it. Her eyes widened. "It must have come loose during assembly," another engineer muttered. "We ran a dozen software diagnostics. None of them would have caught that." Musk grinned, but he did. Nathan stepped back, rubbing his hands on his jeans. "Like I said, I fix things." Musk nodded slowly. "Yeah, you do." But Nathan wasn't ready for what Musk was about to say next. What would you do if you were given a second chance? Nathan's story isn't just about luck. It's about resilience, about never letting your circumstances define you. If you've ever felt like you've hit rock bottom, remember, one decision, one moment, one chance can change everything. What do you think happens next? Share your thoughts below. And let's keep the conversation going.